Hi everyone, it's Graham again and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm here with part 2 of my February book haul. I'm going to call this the poetry edition because all the books I've got to show you are poetry. Yes. So I have 3 things to show you. I have 2 books and a collection of pamphlets to show you. So altogether I have 6 items in this haul. So without much further ado, let's get into those. So the first one is by a poet that I had never really heard of before, but I'm currently reading a collection of poetry for every day of the year. I forget the actual title of the book. I will pop it on the screen down below. I'm absolutely scatterbrained at the moment, but I've read a couple of poems from this particular poet and they made me want to read more. So yeah, I popped on to eBay and I picked up a secondhand copy. I only did that because the 2 poems that I've read of his I enjoyed, but I didn't want to spend like a tenner on a book if and then read more and not enjoy them. So yeah, I hopped on to eBay and bought this from the lovely Dane Cobain. I will link his channel down below. He has an eBay shop where he sells books and other fun items. So I picked this up. It's Ezra Pound Selected Poems 1908 to 1969. This is a Faber and Faber edition and I love these. They're so simple, so striking and very brightly coloured and fun. So this selection provides an excellent introduction to Ezra Pound's poetry for the general reader and for the student of contemporary literature. It takes the place of the Pioneer edition edited by T.S. Eliot, which was published in 1928. A representative group of early poems is included. Hugh Selwyn, Moberly, Cathay, and Homage to Sextus Propertius are printed complete, and there is a selection from the Cantos up to and including Drafts and Fragments 1969. Ezra Pound was born in 1885 in Haley, Idaho. He came to Europe in 1908 and settled in London, where he became a central figure in the literary and artistic world, befriended by Yeats and a supporter of Eliot and Joyce, among others. In 1920 he moved to Paris and later to Rapallo in Italy. During the Second World War, he made a series of propagandist broadcasts over Radio Rome, for which he was later tried in the United States and subsequently committed to a hospital for the insane. After 13 years, he was released and returned to Italy, dying in Venice in 1972. So I look forward to getting into these poems because he sounds like he had an amazing life. Amazing life, an adventure. He'd been through a lot. Yeah. So Ezra Pound. The next one I have to show you is one that was recommended to me by the lovely Hannah Tay. I will link her channel down below. She had chosen a book for her book club and a lot of people got back to her and said that they'd read it before and didn't want to read it again, or they didn't fancy it, so she chose another book, and it was a book that I had put onto my Instagram. I'm not sure if I've hauled it yet, but I'll talk to you about it anyway. It's the 25th anniversary edition of Bridget Jones. I had popped it on my Instagram story and Hannah saw it and purchased it immediately, so she chose that as the second choice for February's pick for Tay Book Club. But at the same time, she also bought another book, which when I saw her video where she talks about the Bridget Jones book, I had to get this because this just, A, it's a beautiful book, and B, the person that wrote it, I love. I think they're just fabulous. It is Violet Bent Backwards Over the Grass by Lana Del Rey. This is a collection of poetry and prose writing, I think, along with art and photography that Lana Del Rey has made herself. The front looks like that. The back has a lovely picture of Lana Del Rey. Under the dust jacket, it's the same design, and throughout, I mean, the end papers are lovely. It's like a shooting star or something, and throughout there are pieces of art like that, and let's see if I can get a really pretty photograph. Okay, so there's a photo of a house with the sun shining down on it. Just a gorgeous piece of art, and I absolutely cannot wait to get stuck into this. At the time of recording this video, Hannah has already read this. She has a review of it up on her channel, and by all accounts, she enjoyed it greatly. And I think this is one that you could read and read and read again. It's just a thing of absolute beauty. I realise I've only shown you pictures from here, but there are poems as well. So I look forward to getting to this. I shall read you what it's about. Violet Bent Backwards Over the Grass is the title poem of the book, and the first poem I wrote of many, some of which came to me in their entirety, which I dictated and then typed out, and some that I worked laboriously picking apart, each word to make the perfect poem. They are eclectic and honest, and not trying to be anything other than what they are, and for that reason I am proud of them, especially because the spirit in which they were written was very authentic. And that's a quote from Lana Del Rey. Lana's breathtaking first book solidifies her further as the essential writer of her times. This beautiful hardcover edition showcases Lana's typewritten manuscript pages alongside her original photography. The result is an extraordinary poetic landscape that reflects the unguarded spirit of its creator. Lana Del Rey is an American singer-songwriter, artist and poet. Violet Bent Backwards Over the Grass is her first book. And I can't wait to get to this. I will read this before the end of February because I just cannot wait. Hannah said she liked it, so that's good enough for me. And it's just a gorgeous thing to behold as well. I love it. So the last one in this little haul is a collection of 4 books, pamphlets really. This came in the package. It's from Rough Trade Books, which is an independent online bookseller, and it's so important, especially in the times that we're in, that we support independent booksellers, whether they be independent bookshops or online booksellers like Rough Trade. Really important. So the collection is so beautiful. It's 4 brown girls who write, and it's Rough Trade Books. And we have poems here, but pamphlets, poetry pamphlets by Roshni Goyate, and her pamphlet is called Shadow Work. Sharan Hunjan, and her pamphlet is called Hatch. Sheena Patel, and her pamphlet is called This Is What Love Is. And Sunnah, I hope I'm not butchering that name, Sunnah Khan, such gorgeous names. And her pamphlet is called I Don't Know How to Forgive You When You Make No Apology for This Haunting. It's grey on grey, so I'm struggling to read that, and it's quite small font as well. 4 brown girls who write are Roshni Goyate, Sharan Hunjan, Sheena Patel and Sunnah Khan. These 4 writers that make up this talented collective bring their radical polyphonic performance style to bear on a series of individual titles that still resonate with their collaborative force. Each author's discrete publication is a standalone work, published here as a set of poetry and prose pamphlets, highlighting the daring, brilliant writing that characterises both the group and each individual author. So the pamphlet opens up, the case opens up like this, and then each pamphlet has its own little kind of half envelope which holds it. So I'll pop this down here, and then I'll take each pamphlet out and read you the back. And they are the most gorgeous bright colours as well. So this gorgeous orange one is Shadow Work by Roshni Goyate. We all have shadow selves, the sides to us that are hidden, unknown, unconscious. These are parts of ourselves that we learn at a very early age to turn away from. Shadow Work is a poetry collection that seeks to discern what's in the shadows, to uncover what is silenced. It explores the contradictions of living multiple lives as a woman of colour, a lover, a mother, and a poet in the 21st century. Through the themes of food, family, music, place, and language, these poems attempt to interrogate broader questions of globalization, austerity, immigrant, diasporic identity, and the impact of intergenerational silence and trauma. That just sounds so incredibly important, and I can't wait to get to that. They're little pamphlets, so they're an hour or so, and you can get through this. So the next one, I don't want to damage these. The next one is by Sharan Hunjan, and it's called Hatch, and it's in this gorgeous, vivid yellow colour. In Hatch, Sharan Hunjan presents an utterly compelling set of poems that break open and break apart language, mother tongue, motherhood, love and death through the always acute observations of a second-generation Punjabi immigrant. It is a startling, playful interrogation of the colonizer's language, rooted in the nostalgia and guilt of the possible loss of a mother tongue. It is heightened by raw reflections of what it means to become a mother in a series of eponymous poems which lie at the heart of the collection. Hatch is a birth, an opening, a beginning. Again, that sounds absolutely incredible, and I cannot wait to get to that one. So the second last one is this gorgeous, beautiful pink, vivid pink colour, and it is This Is What Love Is by Sheena Patel. This Is What Love Is a story about a recovering codependent, anxiety-laden, introverted extrovert through a series of events and their aftermath across a year in her life. In prose of astonishing clarity and craft, this wildly honest exploration of the stories we tell ourselves and the tension they hold against the stories which exist out in the world introduces a vivid new literary voice. I cannot wait to get to this one. This one sounds astonishing, and I'm so looking forward to it. The final one is in this gorgeous sort of royal blue, I want to say, and it's called I Don't Know How to Forgive You When You Make No Apology for This Haunting, and it's by Sunnah, and it's just this gorgeous blue, royal blue colour. It's beautiful. I don't know how to forgive you when you make no apology for this haunting, gives voice to the ghosts of things unsaid, unearthing memory and drawing from the everyday to create a portrait of the self-reflecting on the implications of all it has come to inherit. From exploring a father's absence with surprising religious reverence to sharp interrogations of identity politics, this collection bristles with quiet frustration and wrestles with grief, ultimately prevailing with the determination to transform, picking pain up with both hands and holding it to the light. These just sound so important and so deep, and I just want to read them immediately. They're not big. They are the work of an hour to read, but I think that hour will be one that's well spent and the most enjoyable. And I think these can be reread again and again, along with a lot of poetry. At different stages, you can take different things from what is written in a poem or in a short story or in prose. And yeah, again, as well, independent booksellers, whether they be bookshops or online, need to be supported at the time being. And I cannot wait to get to this collection. And I think I may have found a new favourite online bookshop. So yes, that's my collection of poetry. My part 2 of my February book haul, the poetry edition. So before I start yabbling on, as I tend to do 99.9% of the time in my videos, I will leave you and I will wish you happiness and love. Whatever you're doing, I hope you have so much fun doing it. Whatever you're reading, I hope you love it. Stay fabulous, be amazing, be yourself, stay safe. Thank you. And I'll see you again soon for another video. Bye bye.